Hey creator, and welcome back to another The Mindful Creators Knitting Podcast. It is episode number 30 already. I feel like I say this every single time, which I probably do, but like 30. It's been a while, so I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you for clicking on this video in the ocean of videos that are out there. If you're new here, welcome. If you are a regular viewer, welcome back. Thank you so much for watching, both of you, all of you actually. I really appreciate it. If you're new, I am Fem. I'm the face behind The Mindful Creators. I am a yarn dyer, as you can see a little bit, and I also have an online community group. And on this channel, I just like to show you my personal knitting adventures, as you can call it. So in this episode, I will show you what I've been knitting on for the past 2 weeks. And finally, I've been on a little bit more of a schedule now. It's been 2 weeks. I have 2 new cast-ons that I've also primarily knit on. One whip that I have done a little bit on, and I have to fix something about it that I will tell you what it is and everything. It's my poppy tea. And I can show you a little bit about my scrappy blanket. Like a little bit of an update. I haven't done much on it, but it's been a while, so let's just show it. What else? I have kind of an acquisition. Something I dyed myself. The Elisabeth blouse yarn. If you have been here before, I will talk a little bit about that. I have a really fun announcement. I have a collab coming up with a knitter that I absolutely love. I think her knits are so beautiful that I will tell you about almost immediately. I will show you a whip first. That's maybe fun first. So yeah, lots of fun things in this video. Talking is difficult. Okay, let's see if I can talk in this video. So yeah, I think let's just maybe start with a whip. Get something to drink, to eat, to snack on if you want. Get comfortable, get some knitting, crocheting, anything you like to do, or just watch if you want. And let's get into it. Okay, let's show you a whip first. But I think we have a little guest. Wait, let me show you my little guest. Do you want to say hi? Kom maar, schatje. Kom maar. I think Guusje wants to say hi. I didn't expect to have like a Guusje cameo in this video. Hey, say hi. She has been very tired today. So we'll see if I get interrupted a lot. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what. Maybe she wants to lay on my lap. I think she might want to lay on my lap. Not sure. Okay. First, before we start, I think I have literally the same outfit on as last video, which wasn't planned. I did realize it before I started filming. I was like, am I gonna change? I was like, no, why not? I like this. It is not handmade actually. So I got the question like, where is your top from? I think I got it on Instagram, not 100% sure. But this is just something from the Moda or Only, one of the two. And this is one of those tops like I knitted. You can see a little bit like the texture. I was like, I'm not gonna make this myself, so I feel like I can buy it. But yeah, that is new. And it is not handmade, but it is kind of like a knit, so maybe it counts. A new whip that I will show you is a pair of socks, and I feel like I have knitted socks quite a bit in the beginning of the year, and then I think I made 3 or 4 pairs, something like that. And my goal this year is to knit 6 pairs of socks, so 1 pair of socks for every 2 months. That's something that I need to work on like a lot or something, but I just like socks, like having those socks. If you see a head coming up, that's Guusje. This is my puppy, by the way, if you're new here. She's my puppy, my 5-month-old Dachshund tackle puppy. Back to the socks. This is very distracting for me. We'll see how well this will go. But yeah, I didn't really feel like knitting socks in like the last 2 months or something. And I had a little bit of cold feet like a week or 2 ago. Not now because it's warm. And I grabbed another sock that I have here as a sample. I put it on. I was like, oh, this is nice. And then I was just like, I want to knit some more socks. So I grabbed, for my own stash, my yarn dyeing stash. Which is not really my own stash, I always feel like. But for example, I'm going all over the place. Okay, when I do collections, I swatch. I swatch every color. And I most of the times will swatch in Soulful Sock, which is my sock base, my 75-25% sock base, so merino, superwash merino and nylon. And I do that on purpose because I will often sell what I have left over because I just wind off a little bit. So often I have somewhere in between 75 to 85 grams of yarn left over on the skein still. And I also do it on sock because if I'm like, ooh, I want to make something with it, then often it's sock, so then I will keep it for myself. But They are just in there until I put them up again during an oopsie sale, which I do normally every 3-4 months, but I don't really have a lot of oopsies now. I am accumulating a little bit more already, but there are not many oopsies right now, so it will take a little while before we do another oopsie sale. So, short story long, safe to say, is I took out my swatch skeins, my swatch leftovers I call them. I was like, ooh, which one do I want to use for socks? And I landed on Sweet Rosy, which was for my Dreaming of Spring collection from this year. And it is this super cute pink, yeah, mix of colors, and I just love it. Is it focusing? That's always the question. It's not focusing, I think. I cannot really move forward a lot because I have a puppy on my lap. There we go. So yeah, what I did, I just cast it on 64 stitches. I have a shoe size in between 38 and 39, and cast it on 64 stitches, did a 2x2 ribbed cuff, just in the same color. I think 15 rows or something like that. I think I did 50 rows on the leg, pretty sure I did. And then I went for a, is it a slip stitch heel? That's what we call it, right? A slip stitch heel? Heel flap and gusset. I used a mini, which is not the mini from the sock set, but it does really match well actually. This mini is actually from my Valentine's Day mini bundle, build your own mini set. Just something that I had left over that was like an oopsie skein, and just took it myself, I think, something along those lines. Well, it's not really, it looks pretty neat actually. It's maybe a little less even than I would have wanted it. So I used that for the heel. I just had a little bit left over. I did the leg. As you can see here, you see the ink decreases, and then I went on to the toe, and this is where it will get a little bit special, because I've knitted not a ton of socks, but quite a few socks, I think, quite a few pairs, enough pairs to know what I like now in socks and what I really don't like. There are a lot of things that I just do like, and what I was thinking about doing is making, you have to go a little bit more on my left, G, is making the toe a little bit different. So I've heard people talk about, like, how do you call it? Well, a toe construction that fits your leg better. Not your leg, your foot better, your toes better. This puppy is moving. I'm a little distracted. We'll see how this goes. So she just needs her mama a little bit, you know. She needs some cuddles. What I did for the toe is, I will show you first what it looks like. This is the toe. It's already focusing, great. And you can see that it is actually, come here. You can see that it is actually not your standard ink, yeah, where it decrease on the same size, on the same ratio. So let me get my yarn. What I did is I literally just looked at my foot and was like, maybe a little bit more increasing there, maybe a little bit less increasing there. This is literally how I did it. I have my Ravelry pages linked below, or like my overall Ravelry project page linked down below, and there you can find the page for my sock, and you can see there I've written out the shape for my toe. So you can try it, but honestly I think every foot is so different. So this is literally shaped to my right foot. You can see here, this is where my pinky toe is, if you call it like that. It goes a little bit up there, and my like big toe and the toe next to it are like the same size. I think the toe next to it is actually a little bit taller. So this is what I did. Haven't blocked it yet, haven't worn it yet, so I can't really tell how I like it. I don't dislike it. I've tried it on. It feels different. That's just the thing. There's more room for my toe now, which is nice. But I will have to see how I like the feel of it. But yeah, it definitely looks different than what you're used to of your standard sock. Well, puppy wants to go down. Okay, go there. She's like, this is not comfortable enough. She's tall because she's a Dachshund, so she doesn't really fit on my lap that well anymore, like completely flat. The sock, this is just what it is right now. So I finished one of it on one of them. I think I finished this like in a few days, and then I cast it on the other one quite immediately because I was like, we're not gonna have second sock syndrome in here. I haven't touched it in a few days though, so it's kind of second sock. But I just cast it on again 64, 2x2, 50 rows for the leg, and then again the heel with the little bit that I have here. And I started on the leg, and I think, yeah, I'm already on the leg. I'm through the decreases, through the gusset decreases already. I don't know how many rows I did for the leg, to be honest. There we go. So I'm on the leg already. And then, yeah, I still have quite a bit to go. We can put them together. That's the nice thing of having the second sock, you know, you can just put them together and see how much you need to do. But I could finish this in 2 evenings, I think. I'm pretty sure I can do the leg in 1 evening and then the toe another. But the toe takes me more time because I have done the right foot toe and then I have to do the left. And I can mirror it if I want, but I probably will just take a look again to see how my foot shape is. We'll see if I like it. If I like it, then I can literally copy this for other socks, because I do make most of my socks just on what is it, fingering weight sock yarn with, oh, those needles by the way are 2.25. This is what I use right now. These are the Knit Pro 9-inch circulars. There you go, just 2.25 millimeter, and this is my preferred way of sock knitting. I do have to say that my hands are cramping a little bit more. Oh, you're not in focus on the tiny needles nowadays, so I try to hold my needles a little bit differently. So what I first was doing is really just, can we see if I can show this, is really just knitting like this, and my pinky was up and or like back here and it was cramping, and now I'm literally trying to just hold it like this, and that helps. So if you cramp, your hands cramp with tiny ones, maybe that helps for you too. Yeah, I think I'm literally now just, yeah, really grabbing the whole part. And of course, if I would just use standard longer needles and do magic loop, probably won't have that problem, but I don't really enjoy doing magic loop. I always get a ladder. I just enjoy this. This knits pretty fast for me. This is what I have left. I will tell you when I have it finished how much I used, if I can. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm able to see it. I can see what I use for the full socks. Anything else? As I said, the yarn is still full sock, so it is my 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. I really like these. I've made more socks because sometimes it's easy as a fast sample. And yeah, I like these. This color is not in the shop anymore, by the way, for if you were wondering. This was of my last collection. I always work with pre-orders for my collection, and I think, yeah, I also did a shop update of everything that was left over from the pre-order, and this sold immediately. So I'm pretty sure there's nothing left. If there is left, I will link it here, but I don't think so, to be honest. So yeah, that was some sock yarn. Let me see if I'm first gonna do my news or my new sweater. I'm first gonna do the news and then the new sweater. So you have to wait a little bit to see the new sweater. I started a new sweater. I know it's summer, but it is so cute. Also, I was just noticing it. If you see that I only have like one, one thumbnail painted and not the rest of my hands. Yeah, it's not wanting to focus. There we kind of go. It is because I took some product pictures for the thing that I'm gonna show you right now, and I was just like, let me just do one nail. That's the only thing you will see. Okay, as I just quickly mentioned, I have a really fun collab coming up. It is already revealed on Instagram, so if you follow me there, you might have already seen this. If not, well, this is news now. If you have seen it there, you can see the yarn in better, well, it's not necessarily better lighting, but a different lighting and in motion maybe. So I haven't done many collabs. I haven't done any collabs like the one that I am doing now. So what I have done, or what actually happened, is one of my favorite knitters, I follow her for quite some time already, and she reached out to me. We have had contact a little bit every here and then. And she reached out. She was like, oh, I want to make this sweater. Can you recommend me something from a shop? And if I would also be interested in a collaboration. And I was like, for the thing that she wanted, I didn't have anything in the shop, so I was like, maybe I can make you a color, and I would love to do a collaboration. I know her a little bit. She's from Belgium. I don't know her personally that well, but I felt comfortable enough to immediately was like, yes, I'd love to do that with you. So the collaboration started. We started working behind the scenes a little bit. And as she was going to be making a lento sweater, or she is making a lento sweater right now. And she was looking for a yarn I'll tell a little bit who it is. But she was looking for a yarn that was subtle. Since she doesn't really work with hand-dyed yarns, she has worked with hand-dyed yarns one time before, did enjoy it, but she always finds it a little bit hard to see, okay, how do these yarns work eventually, you know, I can imagine. Sometimes it's really hard to see it in a skein and then be like, I have no idea how this knits up. And so she wanted to have a sweater that looked white from afar, and if you got up close, you would see the differences in color. So we started creating. And I have the color here, but on my lap here. The collab is with Kelly from Coconknits, and if you don't know her, please follow her, because she is such a good knitter. She makes such beautiful, elegant pieces. I really enjoy that. I think I love the colorful things and like the outspoken knit pieces, but I think what she does, she also has really colorful and outspoken things in between, like melted in between. What she does, she just has created her own wardrobe with very wearable knitting pieces, and I think that's so cool and definitely an inspiration if you look at how she styles her things. Yeah, I'm obsessed with everything she makes, if you cannot already tell. I've been following her from, I think, not the beginning of her account, but quite soon when she started knitting again. I'm pretty sure I've been following her for quite some time. Probably from the moment I started knitting, somewhere around that. So I felt honored when she reached out to me, and feels honored that I'm making a collar especially for her. So it's all just happy over there. Let me show you what I've made. Oh, I have to pick the swatches. I have them laying there. I will get them in a second. Well, I will get them now, then you can see it immediately. Like, how can I forget the swatches? Okay, the color that I've created, so keep in mind, the white from afar and colored in real when you get up close. And she already had a white alpaca yarn as the base, so she was looking for a mohair. What I've done is we looked at some inspiration and everything, and this is what I've come up with. Oh, it's very blown out. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so this is cotton candy. I thought it was fitting. I am now showing it to you, I think, on sock. Nope, on flowy fingering, I'm pretty sure. Well, they dye up the same, honestly. They are like identical. Yeah, no, this is Soulful Sock, and this is Soothing Surrey. I will show you on the other bases. I will keep this a little bit short, but also I'm just excited about showing this. It's like, it's not really an acquisition for me, but kind of, you know? So it is this really cute, sweet, soft mix of pinks and purples, and there's actually a little bit of beige in there, or more like tan, but it's really subtle. I don't think it even shows up, to be honest. Well, as you can see here, it's just swirled throughout, and it is randomly placed, as in I have a technique for it, but it will be randomly placed on the swatches. So let me just quickly show you the others, and then I'll show you the swatches and also how it looks in this cake. This is it on flowy fingering and mystical mohair, if we want to focus. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's focusing. Mystical mohair, that is what I sent to her. So she received 3 skeins of the mystical mohair for her lento sweater. And also, last but not least, I have it here on Bouncy DK and on Heavenly Alpaca. And this is my alpaca base yarn. This is my 100% superwash DK yarn, which is super bouncy, hence the name. And the alpaca makes it look so soft and blended in. It is really gonna be really, really subtle, so keep that in mind. So cute, I think. Have others here? Yeah. This is it in a cake. This is the cake I used for swatching. And I actually kept the whole cake because, yeah, for a collab like this, I just wanna have one for myself as like remembrance of this. Let me show you some swatches. I have knit and crochet and one with Surrey. This is the knit swatch. Look how cute that is. It is so subtle. It definitely is still colorful, but like quite subtle. This is on Soulful Sock on 3.25mm needles. This is my gauge on there. It's not 10 by 10. It's smaller. And we have it here on crochet, and it's so cute. This is a solid granny square that I made on 3mm crochet hook. I think it's so cute. It like, that's a funny thing here with the crochet. It really picks it up in like in little bars or something. Can you see that, what I mean? So cute. When I was talking with Kelly about her the color that she has. So she has it on mystical mohair and holds it with a white alpaca yarn. I also wanted to swatch it on, well, in this case soulful sock, because that is my swatch cane, with my soothing sari and dyed. And this is what you get then. Look how soft it is in a sweater. Oh. Like every time I do something like this, I'm like, oh, I need one. I need a sweater, but I definitely don't have the time to make that. Here you can see in the side by side, as you can see how soft it gets with a little bit of sari, just a white sari. The difference, it's a little overexposed, I feel like. The white is picking up a little too much. Now it is here on this side. There we go. You can see how soft that is. I just think it's so cute, and we all just need like a cotton candy sweater in our lives, right? So yeah, it is now revealed. I revealed it on, or it is Friday for me actually. I am revealing it tonight. You might have already seen it because this video comes out in the weekend. And next week I will be launching this color. So this color will go live, and I have dyed it up on every base that I have. But only just one pen per base. So that will be ready to ship. And then if that is sold out and you want something of it, it will be dyed to order. That's the way I'm able to do it. I'm just not able to dye up so much. I don't know what will sell. I am growing, the business is growing, which is really nice, but it's definitely not that far that I can say, okay, I'll make like 10 pans of every base in the color. That's just not possible. As you can see here, it's pretty full also. On that side, it's also pretty full. I also don't have the space. So if you find this interesting, you like this color, follow along on Instagram. I think I will post a little bit more about it. And Kelly will be showing her sweater and how it looks the coming week. So that will be really fun. Maybe already this weekend, I'm not sure actually. I've seen what she's done already. Her version is super subtle, keep that in mind. It really is like the white of the alpaca is quite there, and then there's a really subtle color difference in there. So if you want it to be a little bit, still subtle, but a little bit more color, I would recommend to just hold the flowy fingering or soulful sock or anything else with a white mohair or sari if you like that. So yeah, oh, I'm so excited about it. How fun is this? Oh, she is sleeping, but she's wagging her tail. So cute. So that's the ticking that you hear. If you can hear that even, I don't know. But yeah, I just really wanted to share it. If you haven't been here before, I also share these things. I think sometimes I felt like I don't want it to feel too like commercially or something, but this is such a big part of my life, and I just also get super excited. I'm not trying to, I just want to show it to you, you know, like, oh, I made this, look at it. Exactly what I also do with what I knit and everything. So yeah, I think it's really fun. I am really excited about this collab. I think she, as I said, I love everything that she makes. So this is going to be beautiful already. I know it. I've seen a little bit already, so that's really fun. I need a breather and I need a sip of water. And then we can continue with a new cast on. I didn't plan on casting this on, and that is most of the time how it goes for me. If I make something new, I might have planned it, but lots of the time I'm definitely a spontaneous casting honor / knitter. I just like to be able to cast on what I feel like, and I do now feel, how do I say it, when I started knitting, I had tons of whips. I still have quite some hibernating whips, to be honest. If you have looked on my Ravelry page, you have seen that there's quite some hibernating if you scroll down. But for like what I have active, I do realize now that I don't want too many things. For some it might still be too many what I have, but for me it's kind of working, so I should not have too many. I'm never going to be a monogamous knitter, probably. Maybe temporarily, but not ever like fully on. But I do feel like I like to focus more on one thing at a time. And then, so for example, I casted on those socks. I only worked on those socks for like a week. And then I casted on this sweater and I only worked on this sweater for like a week. And now I can still keep going with this one. Yeah, and I also want to finish the socks for next podcast. That would be nice. And the poppy, I will tell a little bit more about that later and what's happening there. Okay, let me just show you what I'm making. Maybe this is also nice. I don't know if I put it in the thumbnail. Maybe you already have seen it. So this is a sweater by Coconknits. Oh, we have a little bit of shadow. That's what I just saw. Okay, bear with me. This is the Salty Day sweater. Oh, there you can see it. By Coconknits. She is a knitwear designer for anyone that doesn't know her. I think if you are watching here on YouTube, you might already, I'm quite sure that you probably know her. But she makes some really fun knitwear designs. And this is a textured sweater that has been on my list for quite some time. I am making it in Silke. I'd never heard of it. It's an Italian, I don't know how you pronounce it also. Silke sounds very Dutch to me. I've shown this yarn before. Yeah, I've shown this because I bought it at the Knit and Knot fair where I was vending with my yarn. And I bought this at Always Italy. That's one of the stands that is always on like every fair, I think. Always Italy. Maybe that's where the name comes from, I don't know. This yarn is called Pio 30 Merino. And it is a really bouncy, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's superwash yarn. It doesn't really say on it. It says 100% virgin wool, shrink resistant. So I'm pretty sure that's superwash. It is very soft, it's very smooth. It's gonna be stretching very much, I think, and that is good for this sweater. And I will tell you in a second why. Maybe you've already seen that it looks a little tiny. This yarn has, let me see. Oh, by the way, my sock yarn is 100 grams, 425 meters, if I'm sure. Quite sure. This is 50 grams, 100 meters. This counts as an Aran weight yarn, I'm pretty sure. It has a little bit of a hard time picking it up. There you go. So you can see it here. It's quite a thicker, but also if you stretch it out, it looks more like a DK weight. So I'm still not 100% sure what it categorizes at. I think Ravelry says Aran weight. It is very highly spun. I don't know really how many plies it is. I think 4. Yeah, it's 4 ply. But it is just plied in a little bit of a strange way. I'm gonna see if yeah, if I'm able to show it to you. You can see it here. It's twisted in a little bit of a special, I just untwisted this part. Well, you can see that really well. It's just twisted in a little bit of a special way, kind of. I don't really know. Yeah, you can see it. It's just like a high twist, I think. But yeah, I got that yarn. I got a full on bag and I still have half of it in there. That is another skein. I have one more that I used for swatching, then I'm gonna rip out because I'm pretty sure I need all of them. In total, I have 500 grams. And for this size, I should be good with all the 10 skeins. So what I did is I guessed it on for size 2. Because that is the amount of meters that I have. This sweater actually uses DK with a lace weight, but because this not clarifies, how do you say that? You probably already know the word you're like, that's the word. It counts as a Aran weight. I was like, okay, this will work too. So you cast on actually, I think on the back here. Yeah, you cast on for the back neck. You put on the collar later. So you cast on like here. You start increasing, also working back and forth. And this went so quickly, this part. I am on day number 6. I think I worked on it for 5 or 6 days, of which 2 were like a weekend day, which I worked on it quite a bit, and the others just like an hour and a half each evening. So I think this goes quite fast. You start with some 1 by 2, is it 2 by 1 or 1 by 2 ribbing? I'm not 100% sure. Then you pick up for the shoulders. You do that on both. Oh, do you actually? Or do I just do the back? I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure if I already picked up the shoulders, but you can see it here. You just work the back flat until you go into the round. Yeah, I think, I don't know how it went. I make it and then it's like gone. So this is what happened. You do cast on for the shoulders on this part here. You have this fun eyelet detail between every section, and you also do that here. By the way, the 1 by 2, I think it's 1 by 2 ribbing, was really fun to knit actually. It's very meditative kind of, which I'm not the biggest fan of knitting, but it actually went pretty quick and pretty fun, pretty fast. So you did it also on the front, and eventually you start, I think you do some decreases or increases here. Oh gosh, I don't even know. I think increases for the arm shaping, which is kind of strange because you go increase here, but then you go into the round here. It's probably just for the sleeves, gonna be nice. Then you increase on this side, and eventually you connect the front, work back and forth until you are at the part for like going into the round. I think that's like midway. No, that's just before you start section B, which is a cable section. So you have the main thing is the oh gosh, I cannot find words, I'm so sorry. It's the ribbing, and then you have this diamond section, which was also really fun to make. It's just so fun because you just want to go to the next section, you know. And as I said, you have those in between, those eyelid sections, and this was section B, which I finished, which is a cable section. Cable and knits and purls. So you need to be able to increase, decrease, knit and purl, and cabling. I'm not sure what's after this actually. I don't really know. I'm gonna look up a picture of it. Okay, I have it down here. You do the diamond section again, and then you go on to the 2x1 ribbing again. 1x2. I don't know. What would it be? But yeah, I am here now. I'm going to be able to do the... I have to finish this eyelet section. I just did the eyelets, and I think I have 2 more rows to do. Then I'm going to be doing the diamond again, and then some more ribbing, and then just the ribbing of the body. What I already did is I cast on for the collar. The light is changing a little bit, just like last time. It's very blue in here now. Okay, hope that will change in a second. I cast on the collar. That is a part where I had a little bit of difficulty. So this pattern is pretty clear. I didn't have any problems with the sections. So these sections are not written out, they are in a chart, which I do prefer for these kind of sections. It was really easy to follow. I'm using Knit a Note actually quite a bit now. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's an app, not sponsored or anything. My friends were using it, and I downloaded it once. I didn't really like it. Didn't really solve the, like I use Ravelry for all my notes and everything, and which side and all that stuff. But then I realized, or Claudia told me from Claudia's Knits, that you can mark things and also have a stitch counter in there, or like a row counter, a digital one, which is really handy. So I've been using that. You can just upload your pattern in there, and then you can mark off. Let me just show you what it looks like. Again, as I said, it's not sponsored. I just enjoy doing it. Can I show this to you? I will just show it from afar. You can just see. Can you see the yellow lines there? I don't think you have seen too much of the pattern now. You just, if I did, then I've got it out of here. So again, if it showed too much of the pattern, you didn't see this. But if it was okay, you saw this. Chaos. I need a sip of water. It's warm in here. I closed the door and put the fan up because it makes too much noise. But it's warm in here. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, what I had a bit of a problem with. So everything is pretty clear. But for the collar, it just said cast on this many stitches or pick up this many stitches. What I do prefer for a collar, if it's not like a standard regular, just it's all just the same, like the way you pick up stitches, it's all just in the same rate. Here it wasn't in the same rate, so you had to pick up a certain amount of stitches, but if you would pick up every stitch, you would get too many stitches. So I did this like 4 times. That is one thing, I was like, you could have explained this a little bit, that would have been nice. So as you can see here, there's, it's not, yeah, the color looks around of course, but it is flat, this is flat, and this goes down and then in. So yeah, that was one thing I was like, that could have been explained. That would have been nice. I haven't sewn it down, so it will look like something like this, because it's a little tight. It's a little tight, I have to say. I'm making size 2, I think I've said that, because I didn't have more yarn. And size 2 I would be fine with. I think I should have done size 3. But I sometimes don't like things super oversized. This would have been nice in size 3, I think. But as I said, didn't have the yarn. I just really wanted to make something with it. This was a spontaneous cast on, a really spontaneous one. But as I said before, this yarn stretches a lot. And that's gonna be good because this needs to stretch a lot. Someone else on Instagram, I don't remember her name, I think it was on Instagram, already told me like that hers stretched a ton, like a lot. And that's just gonna be perfect. Normally I don't want things to stretch out that much, but this sits like here right now, and I think in the pictures her shoulders are like down here, so we'll see. I hope it's gonna stretch quite a bit. It's still gonna be not as oversized as her in pictures. I'm pretty sure it's just not gonna happen. My gauge is also smaller, probably because this is not like the Aran weight that you could have, you know. But yeah, we'll see. I am down to like down boob length, probably somewhere. I think. I got something in my eye. This is so fun to knit on, guys. It went so freaking quick. I think for 2 days, I have been updating in TMC Clubhouse like every single day, or not every single day, sometimes per 2 days. Just wanted to see how fast this was going. What I did on the first day was like the full back part here, and then the second day I did a lot of knitting. That was like last Sunday. I was able to do a lot of knitting. Well, I also went out for quite a big part of the day, so it also just goes really quick. But I think I was already down to here on the front also, so yeah, so fun. I think it's just so fun. I just love it. Color, I think the color of this, that's my laptop down there. I have the color noted. I don't have the color noted. It's probably on here. Does it say? No, I don't think it says it. That's strange. Color lot. Oh, color is 119. I always think it's so like, put a color name. That's fun. 119. So that's the sweater. A sweater in the summer. But I think it's also going to be nice because this is going to be like open sweater, just like this is open. Maybe I've been like influenced by myself without knowing. That could be the case actually. That one is open. I think it's going to be perfect for fall or like cool summer evenings. Maybe something like that. Let's see. Oh yeah, my poppy tee. That's all the way back here. So my last whip before we go into some like one acquisition-ish. You will see in a second why it is ish. My poppy tee is something I've been working on. In the last 2 podcasts you could have seen it. That is a pattern by Petite Knit. And I am making it in TMCxCoconknits, which is a non-superwash merino yarn. Well, this looks so different on screen. It looks like brown, but it is moss green. I don't know what's happening. It looks like full on brown. I don't know if it looks brown to you. I think my camera is just doing a little bit of weird stuff right now. What? Okay, I'm really curious to see how this will look during editing. It is definitely a moss green. I cast this on a month and a half, I think, because last time it was 2 weeks. The one before, like a month and a half before. This one pretty quickly. It is a sport weight yarn, as you can see. Well, it's not that easy to see, but this is the yarn I'm using. I have one more skein. Yeah, I have it laying here actually, so you can see the label. Istex is the same brand of Plutelope that a lot of people know. This is, as I said, 100% pure merino wool, 50 grams, 150 meters, in the color 1208. Yeah, I think this was called moss green or something if you look up the color. I have a little bit of a problem with it. I'm not going to talk too much about the construction because I've talked about it in the last 2 videos. I'll link one of them that talks the most about the construction. You could, I don't know which one it's going to be, or the last or the one before. It's really fun, by the way. I love this construction, love to work it. Petite Knit has done this construction more often. I think I was on gauge. I'm going to put it in the screen if I was on gauge or not, or just maybe do a comparison of my gauge and gauge of the pattern. I thought I was on gauge. Oh yeah, I had such a hard time with getting the stitches for the neckband. I don't know how, it just happened. It was such a hard time. Don't know what happened there. That's already really tight. It's really up in my neck and I don't want it to be so up in there. I hope it will stretch a little bit with blocking. The friends of mine have made something with it already and it did stretch with blocking, so that's gonna be good. I have my next problem. I am now at the bottom and I am at the part where I should start my ribbing. So before you do the ribbing, let me see if this will show. You will do a garter ridge. That's also the same for the collar here and for the sleeve too. You can see it best in the sleeve. I tried, I was there, I was like, I fully did it on pattern and I was going to start ribbing. I was like, let me just try it on first. It's short. It's like above my belly button. Well, I'm actually, I followed the like centimeters. I'm like, maybe I didn't. I don't know how this happened. But it's really short, so I need to do a mid block. which is funny because I feel like I'm almost done, you know. Look, it looks really short too. I think this can't be right. I have done something wrong probably. But yeah, I need to do a mid block, mostly for the size, but also when I tried this on, it was really up in my neck. And often I don't mind. For like this is gonna be like a fall t-shirt something. It's pretty up in there, and this yarn is a little bit itchy. It feels pretty soft when you feel like this, but for me the most sensitive parts are like up in my neck here. I think that's mostly it. And this definitely is not the most comfortable. Like if I put it already here, I'm like, ooh. It's not too bad, but it's like, I know this is warm because it is a little bit too tight right now. So I really need to do mid block, and I wanted to do it last week, but there's just other things that have priority right now. I'm working on a new collection. I did summer tonals. I'm almost done with summer tonals, and did the collab. You know, there are so many other things that have a priority, and I just enjoyed working on the other things too. So I want to do a mid block. Then I only have to do the other sleeve and probably a little bit more on the body, and then do the ribbing. I have enough yarn of like almost 2 skeins, so almost 100 grams, so I will be fine yarn wise. But yeah, that needs to happen. If you are ever scared about doing a mid block, just do it, because I've done it before for another sweater. I was really happy that I did. For the Coconknits sweater, I was almost like, oh, should I do a mid block? But with that one, it's just really a process. Yeah, process knit. And Poppy Tee is also really fun to work, but for now it's just more like I want to have this now, and it needs to fit well. Like if the Coconknits sweater is not gonna fit amazingly, I'm gonna be like fine with it. It's gonna be nice at home. It's not skin tight, you know. Well, it's pretty tight right now, but I know it's gonna stretch a ton. With this one, I'm not 100% sure. So that's my Poppy Tee and what needs to happen with it. So hopefully I have to finish next time. The sun comes up. Maybe now the color. It kind of looks brown on screen. I'm not sure. I didn't notice this during editing the last time, so probably it is fun. Last or next thing, actually not last thing. These were my whips. That's the last whip that I have for now. A little bit of acquisitions. I don't buy a lot of yarn or a lot of yarn stuff. Oh wait, I want to show my scrappy blanket. I'm gonna do that after. It's just gonna be really quick. Acquisitions. As I said, don't buy a lot of yarn. I really feel like I want to buy something when I already know I'm going to be able to work with it immediately. I've done my yarn set organization, you can find it here. And then I really noticed, okay, I have quite some stuff there. And it also inspired me to work with the yarn that I have, because this is yarn I really enjoy working with, by the way. It's pretty nice to work with. That was crinkly. And it was just staring at me. I was like, I need to work with it now. And I just want to work with the stuff that I have now. I don't need to go through my full stash, but I do want to work with the things that I have first. And then I'm gonna see what else I want. So yeah, not really acquisitions that I bought from someone else, but if you have been following for a little bit longer, you know that I want to make the Elisabeth blouse by Petite Knit. I was able to try it on from Claudia, my friend. I've shown this picture like 6 times already, but I really enjoyed the fit of it. Well, I don't really like collars, like folded collar that much, but I tried it and I was like, yes, I need this in my life. So I decided I wanted to dye it up myself, and I actually, that's pretty fun. Oh no, I deleted that already. I think I have a picture or I think I have a little video on Instagram that I can download. So as you can see here, I wanted to see what color I wanted to make it in. So I did a little bit of photoshopping, and I cut out like the sweater and changed the color to see what I like, because sometimes it's really hard to find out which color suits you. We've talked about this in the last time, I think, about being like what season you are. I still don't really know. Somewhere between fall and winter. I really don't know. Like a bright red looks pretty good on me, I think, and some fall colors probably look good too, but like some other fall colors, they look pretty bad on me. So yeah, I don't really know. I think I'm neutral toned, not really warm, not really cool. So what I did, I slide the bar. I knew I wanted like a deep color. The color that Claudia made it in I really like, but I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I was already going towards a very deep dark blue, but I am making 2 things in deep dark blue. Not actively, but I have something on the needles in deep dark blue. And green, I have things on the needles too in green, as you just saw. So like I need to do something different. So, or like really deep dark blue next to black almost, or a deep chocolate brown. And I was like, I'm gonna do a deep chocolate brown because I think that will look nice, and I don't have anything in that color. The dyeing didn't really go as planned. Sometimes it just needs a few tries, you know. So I was looking how to dye a certain color, and I just added way too much black in the dye. And I also used a color that has a purple undertone, and you will see what happened. I love this color, it's beautiful. It's just not what I wanted. Yeah, oh, it looks so good on screen too. This color came out of it. This is used or dyed on a base that I don't carry in the shop, but I actually bought to dye up one of the Dreaming of Spring colors for my friend Emma from Emma's Craft Corner. She got like a little extra inside thingy that I normally don't offer, but she's a friend of mine, so why not? And I was like, okay, we can do sport weight because she wanted to have something in sport weight, because the sweater that I wanted to was also sport weight, so we just did it like that. So I was like, you can have the sport weight, I can have the sport weight. Just bought 1 bag of yarn like that and dyed it up for her. And I finally dyed up something for myself. But yeah, this color isn't necessarily a deep dark brown, like a chocolate brown, but it is a really pretty color. Oh, it's having a little bit of a hard time with the lighting. Yeah, it's trying to overexpose it a bit, but yeah, you can see it here. It's like a purpley black, gray, black, I don't really know what to call it. It definitely has a purple undertone. Ooh, the lighting is changing a little bit now. I want to show you the other color because I dyed the one up and it wasn't necessarily like the deep dark brown that I wanted. So I started with this one but didn't add any black. And I should have probably. So this is the brown I ended up with. It looks a little bit better on screen, I think. But it is not what I wanted to have. Yeah, it has a bit of a hard time with these dark colors. Like the lighting is changing so much outside. It is not what I wanted. I wanted like a deep chocolate warm tone brown. And this is more like, in real life it looks more cool toned. It looks like a flat brown. It just isn't really what I wanted. So now I was actually saying, okay, I'll put this up as a one of a kind eventually. Like maybe I should make it in this color. I can't dye it up again because I don't have any yarn anymore. I have like 1 skein, I need 4 skeins for the sweater. So yeah, that doesn't work. But so it will be one of the 2, but it's just a little bit flat. And I really like the undertone of it. And I'm not sure if this color suits me. I do think it makes me look a little bit pale, but it is a really beautiful one. Oh, maybe I should just order another bag. Oh, I don't know, guys, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna get it that dark because this is a Peruvian wool, by the way, Peruvian Highland wool. So it is a non-superwash and it definitely takes color differently. So if you're new to yarn dyeing, superwash wool yarns, merino for example, will take colors very vibrantly. Of course it could also be a dyeing, like a mixing problem for me that it isn't that vibrant, but it will definitely take colors more vibrant than non-superwash yarn do. And this is definitely an example of it. This is definitely less vibrant. This is pretty deep and rich. I'm not gonna offer this color probably because it took me very long to dye this, because this yarn, this color was so much dye in the pan, so much dye, so it took so long to absorb and to set. So I'm not going to be able to offer that. That's going to be too expensive for me. Probably need to make the price higher than that. I don't necessarily want to do that. So I have to see. Oh, you can see them next to each other. Someone said, oh, maybe make stripes, but I'm like, not sure. I don't think I want to put these together. But yeah, tell me, what do you think? Do you think this, it clashes a little bit with my hair, do you think? Yeah, this also. I don't know, guys. I don't know. But I was kind of set on this, but now I'm not sure anymore. We will see. Okay, let me quickly show you my scrappy blanket, just really quickly, and where I am with that. This is a crochet blanket that I use, or that I am making to use up my hand-dyed yarn scraps. As I said, I swatch. I do have a little bit left over of every swatch. This is from the Only Yarn in the Building collection, in the color The Boy from 6B, like inspired by Only Murders in Building the Show. And I just add something here every now and then, but I don't have any more white yarn. I have ordered it actually, and it is at my friend's house because she ordered something. She was like, someone else that needs something. But this is where I am. I haven't shown this in a while, so maybe it's fun to see it again. Look how fun. So I'm holding 2 strands together. I am holding a white yarn, which is, I think, Drops Flora. I'm pretty sure I ordered Drops Flora to go again. And I hold 1 strand of dyed yarn, hand-dyed yarn, my own hand-dyed yarn actually. So there are so many colors in here, and this is where it was the last time I've shown you. I haven't done a ton. I pick this up every now and then, but I don't have any yarn anymore. So I was like, oh, I want to work on a little bit again. So now I'm like out of white yarn, like literally in the middle of the row. That's where I am. I have to finish that one. Maybe fun to know, I think I have noted down almost every color that I used in order of appearance, so you can find it there on my Ravelry page, this thing down below, as I said. And I use about 5 grams of hand-dyed yarn, so about 10 grams of each in every row. And it's a good size. It's like a 1-person size. Also, don't mind the cast on edge. It's way too tight, I know, but in the end it's not going to matter so much probably. So you can see it here. It's so fun, it's so happy. So that's gonna be like a very special blanket. Eventually, this is like a long-term project, you know. Eventually I will have this finished in many years to come. And have this somewhere around the house, probably. It's just so cute, look at it. It's just so happy. It's so fun to do too. So what I actually do is I do double crochets in every chain space. Or not a chain space. Yeah, how do you start this? I don't even know. This is what I do. I think it's a granny stripe blanket. That's how you call it. And I use a, let me see, 4.5mm crochet hook. Just a very simple old one. I have like a basket here where I put it in. That's it. That's for all my works in progresses. Let me talk a little bit about listening, watching and reading. I always end the video with that, just because I'm a big movies and series fan and I like to read. I know many of you like to read too and might like movies and series. So yeah, oh yeah, one last thing. What do I want to cast on next? I still want to do the paddle drop camisole because I have the pattern. It didn't work out for me last time, but I have smaller needles and I want to make it in my own yarn in flowy fingering. That's my 100% Super Rush Merino, but I don't know what color yet. So it's nice as if I want to do it, if I make it in a color that's going to be for the next collection, which is coming pretty soon, like mid-July. That's where I'm aiming at to have my next collection. It's Bridgerton. Inspired. Don't want to get problems with that. If you're here still, this is like, maybe, I think most people know by now if they follow me, but again, you can hear it here again. But yeah, that is something I would love to make. And because I took out a full skein for myself in Cotton Candy, the collab color, I would like to make some socks. Oh my god, are you gonna focus? Please. There you go. Probably want to make some socks with it. So that will be nice. Nothing rushing though. I probably will try to cast this on before it goes live, but we'll see. I do have swatches, so that's probably good too. Okay, listening, watching, reading. I don't have a lot to talk about, so I'm going to go through it a little bit quickly. We were watching Dark Matter, which is a show on, we're watching it on Apple TV, and it's a little bit sci-fi. Yeah, I think sci-fi, that's what you could call it, and I loved it. We finished it now. They released episodes weekly here in the Netherlands. We finished it, and I have to say the last 2 episodes weren't as satisfying as I hoped they would be. If you've watched the show, you might feel the same. It's such a good show. I thought it is really my type of show. I loved it. My boyfriend was a little bit done with the last 2. I was like, nah, I'm not that excited about it. I was still excited, but it wasn't really the ending that I expected. But yeah, if you like a little bit of sci-fi, a little bit kind of dystopian, it's more sci-fi, but still real life sci-fi, if you get what I mean. Watch it. It's really, I think it was really, really good. We have now started to watch all the Jason Bourne, is it Jason Bourne? Yeah, movies. We have probably watched most of it already. Some were through the years, and we just came across it and I was like, that's fun, let's just start again. So we are starting from the beginning to the end. We have watched the first 3 movies, and I don't even know how many there are actually. So we're just going through them. We're watching them on Prime, and I think that's the most important one. I finished Bridgerton finally. I finally had some time to finish it, and yeah, I think this is one of my favorite seasons. I think season 1 was beautiful because it was new. Also, I've watched it twice. Season 2 I haven't watched twice. I did really enjoy it, but I think season 1 got me a little bit more. And then season 3, yeah, we've how do you say it? They build it up so much to their season, so I think this was great. The second part was maybe a little bit less like whoa, but I still loved it. It's just a really good, fun show. So that's it. Reading. I haven't done a lot of reading actually, or listening to books. That's what I mostly do right now. When I'm dyeing yarn, I like to put on audiobooks on, but I haven't really done that a lot. I started The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. I wasn't really sure what to put on. I came across this. I was like, maybe I can try it. I heard some good reviews. It's a little bit of a shorter book. I don't know if I love it. It's just more like background. It's not going to be something that will stick, but it's okay. So if you have any other recommendations for books, as I said, I am listening to books mostly right now. So audiobooks, but I do count that as my reading goals on Goodreads. I don't care about that. They are just still books. I still count them. I love suspense, a little bit of a thriller. I mostly listen to those kind of books. I love fantasy, but I like to read fantasy so I can put my own imagination into it a little bit more, I think. Dystopian I like too. I like sci-fi. I like most things actually, book-wise. So give me your recommendation. I would love it. And listening, well, that is also listening, but I've also been listening to something I don't talk about listening sometimes, most of the times actually. But I've been listening to the newest Billie Eilish album quite a bit actually. Somehow came across it. I don't really listen to her music a ton. I know her music of course because she is super popular. But it's a pretty fun album. I do quite like it actually. I've listened to it a few times already, like from front to back. That's what I've been listening mostly to during yarn dyeing, this music. So I recommend. It was fun. I like her voice. She can sing really well. And I think that's it. Something alive? Well, Puppy Life is pretty intense still. She is definitely getting a little bit into her teenager mode. She is teething a lot. We were up last night in the middle of the night, and I eventually went to the couch to sleep with her, which was a whole thing. I didn't sleep that well. I definitely missed some hours this night, but that normally doesn't happen a lot, luckily. But she is definitely intense, and sometimes I am a little tired, definitely, mostly like mentally. I don't like to be, I'm not a person that is angry a lot of times. I don't really get angry. You really have to do something really bad to me to get me angry. But yeah, for her, she does so many things that she's not allowed to, and I have to yell at her. Well, I don't scream at her or something, but I have to like, don't do it. Don't want to say it too loud because she's just sleeping there. But I don't like that. I really don't like it. It doesn't make me that happy to be have to do it, but she needs it. She is stubborn as a rock. I don't know if that's the thing you say, but in my case, she's stubborn as a rock. I think that's right. I don't know, it just came up. She's a Dachshund, of course she's stubborn. They're made to be stubborn, and I knew that, but it's definitely intense. She definitely is a lot, so it does definitely also limit me a little bit in what I'm able to do sometimes in a day, which I'm still struggling with a little bit. I just want to work. In a good way, by the way. Don't think I'm like overworking. I just really like what I'm doing. I really enjoy what I'm doing. I always still, like, we were talking about it today, my boyfriend and I. There's just a difference between before having your own business and now. Like before, I've worked a part-time job when I did my gap year, and also my studies and everything. I was always like, oh, the weekend, I'm living for the weekend, you know. And on Monday you're like, oh my god, it's the weekend is over again. And I don't feel that way anymore, which I'm really happy about. Still, I love weekends still, because that is, my boyfriend and I do take time off. I still work like every weekend. I still do stuff. Not full days, but it never stops here. And but we do spend a lot of time together. just most of the time not working, and I just really enjoy that, just getting out and about, out of the house, which I really like because I do everything inside the house, which I do have a lot of a better relationship right now. What was I talking about? Oh, the weekend, yeah. So I still really enjoy the weekend, but I also really love Monday. I'm like, yes, we can get back to it again. I really am so happy that I experienced it now, and I would love for everyone to experience that. Seriously, also when we were on vacation, I don't know if you remember, if you were here, we were on vacation for like a week in Bulgaria, and was just itching to go back to work, itching to go back to make colors, and it's just, I'm really grateful that I'm able to do this, and it's really making me very happy. So yeah, I don't really know how I got there, but yeah, I just really enjoy what I'm doing, and I want to thank you all so much for your support too, because if it wasn't for like everyone who enjoys the yarn, it's mostly the yarn definitely makes it able that I'm doing this, for me to be doing this. If it wasn't for that, I wasn't going to be doing this. Like, YouTube brings in a really small portion of my income, like really tiny. I probably cannot even buy my groceries off of it, so that's maybe a little bit of an insight. But it's fun. I really like making videos, so even though it really doesn't bring in a lot of money, I really just enjoy chatting with you all, and it also is a little bit of a personal side that I also can put into it. And I'm rambling, actually, I just realized, but if you're, I always say it, if you're still here, you probably don't mind me talking about these things, I think. And if you're still here and you're new, then hi, welcome to the ramble. But yeah, I think I'm gonna close it off with that. I'm just so happy to be able to do this here, and that you're watching also, because as I said, YouTube is not the biggest thing for my business, it's just extra. It's just be able to just show what I'm working on, which I think is fun, because most of the things that I show are not business related, I think. I'm gonna close it off because I can't keep on rambling. My nose is itching, by the way. I've been itching my nose the whole video, so I'm sorry about that. But I'm gonna close it off. It's Friday. I'm gonna edit this video. I'm hopefully gonna be able to finish it today. I've been editing in the weekends also, which I shouldn't. I just need to finish it today. That would be nice. I have like 3 hours left to do it, so wish me luck. I'm gonna wish you a great weekend if you're watching this in the weekend. If you're watching this at a different time, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a great day, or great days ahead of you. Tell me what you're working on. I love to know in the comments. We can chat there. I always say it, I always like to chat with you there. Then it feels more real to know, because sometimes I forget that I'm talking to someone, but I also have someone, like not one specific person in mind, but I do feel like I'm talking to you that is watching right now. So yeah, I'm gonna close it up. As I said, I can keep on talking. I have no problem with making an hour-long podcast. Easiest thing for me ever. Even longer if I really try. I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, always love for you to like it. Follow me here if you want. As I say always, it's free, it's fun, it doesn't cost you anything, but you can support me, and it's just fun to see myself. We are getting close to 5,000 subscribers. I've said this like the past few videos. I thought it would go quicker, but that's all fine. When we get to 5,000, we will do a giveaway. So keep an eye on here. We'll see how quick it goes. It could be like next video, it could be like 3 months. So we have no idea. We will see. I'm gonna close it off, guys. I'm gonna say goodbye. See you next time, and have a lovely time creating. Bye, creator.